Lightning. They are obviously enjoying this NBA Finals battle in which the Miami Heat, as crazy as it might sound, world, they look like they can beat the Lakers. Yes, I said it. They look like they can beat the Lakers. And so for people that are out there saying Miami is 7, such as Jamon Allen, Torrey, and Bruton, you might have a point, my brother, because they got heart and they got grit, they got determination. Jimmy Butler, man, that boy is a dog. He's an animal. He's not of this planet. And you see how LeBron pushed him. Like, you can see how much in shape both of those brothers, how greatly in shape they are. They both were, they left it all on the court. I hope the biggest question I have is hopefully Jimmy has that same motor tomorrow night, because he left it all out last night. Additionally, y'all, we got a WNBA champion, the Seattle Storm, and Breanna Stewart. Old girl can hoop, if y'all didn't know. The Major League Baseball playoffs, in which we now have an AL and NLCS. And I'm sorry for my Yankees, man. That was my World Series pick. I don't know why I went with the Yankees, but they came up short against the number 1 seed Tampa Bay Rays. So Tampa Bay and Florida sports right now, they doing it. College football, as well as the NFL, in which our Chicago Bears, Jamar, they sit at 4-1 right now after a big win over a frustrated Tom Brady-led Buccaneers team, in which we predicted here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast.
We did.
And so with that being said, let's get right into it. Bro, I need your thoughts on this Game 5 of the NBA Finals. And then upon that, we got to make our prediction for tomorrow night.
Man, so like I told you a little bit ago, I didn't even see majority of the game, but I did see probably the most important last 3 minutes of the game, and it had like the most epic energy ever, because you had the favorite, LeBron and them. He just going down every court. He did what he was supposed to do, is get to the basket, attack, and won't let up, for the most part, until the last maybe 40 some seconds. He was attacking the basket. Jimmy, and that dude probably has a heart of a lion. He's out there. He don't
It's
care.
not a probably, bro. It is.
Facts. I'll change my terminology. He does have a heart of a lion, man. Like, he just hitting tough shot after tough shot, being aggressive. Like, that's how they won Game 3, when he was assertive and looking for his shot first, and then finding the others that are being passive aggressive here. Like, man, going back and forth, applying pressure on the defense after every timeout. Now, the end of the game, it's like I was hearing people on Facebook saying LeBron should have shot that shot over 3 people. No, don't do that.
That is a good point, man. People have been bringing that up, bro. They have been literally bringing it up. They have, I kid you not, they have been bringing that up, stating that if that was Kobe in honor of Mamba, he should have shot that shot.
No, because that would have been a dumb shot.
It would have been a very dumb shot.
He made
any basketball savant know, passing to Danny Green, that was the best shot on the court. And if Danny Green could have had the defense to bite on him, he could have passed it to a hot, once again, I say a hot KCP, because Danny Green was cooled off. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, no, you got a point, but it's like, if you're wide open and you're paid to be a shooter, you got to hit that. There's no excuse. I don't care how hot or cold you are. It's like, you're a shooter. That's why you're on the team. You 3 and D.
True.
On offense, you're wide open at the top of the key, and for most people, that's like the easiest shot in the world.
Yeah, that's the easiest shot on the court outside of the side shot. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Him or KCP was a good shot, in my opinion. But KCP, I felt like he would have hit that.
He probably would have, because he's been more in sync, more in rhythm in that game, and even in the whole series. So, yeah, there's a lot higher confidence level in him instead of Danny Green. But yeah, man, Danny Green had the chance to be Big Shot Bob, turned into Bob's Burgers. So I don't know, man. And then Morris when he threw the ball away, like my jaw dropped. I'm like I saw what he was trying to do, but sheesh, like he was nowhere close.
But then again, you gotta admit that it was a good thought process to say, hey, if we gonna go down, we give it to AD. Like, ain't nobody really on the court that can stick him. I would have lived with that shot all day.
Correct. No, the thought process was there. It was just getting the ball from point A to point B. It's like AD is 7. Like, how you? I don't know.
He threw it 8 feet in the air. That was the problem.
Yes, like honestly, I don't know. I mean, I'm not 6'8" making that pass to a 7-footer. I don't know, but I feel like that pass should have been executed, and AD probably would have scored.
Yep, he would have at least got fouled.
Yep, which because everybody was basically being as aggressive as possible on the offensive end. So yeah, that would have happened. But yeah, not like great game. But man, that Heat team, they are not backing down, man. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I gotta agree with you. They are not backing down. And one thing about them is that outside of them not backing down, they literally are daring the Lakers to beat them. Like, and it's just simply a Pat Riley led team. It's a Jimmy Butler led team. A lot of people sit there and say that the Lakers got pride as an organization. Hello, world. The Miami Heat, y'all, got pride as an organization too. You could begin to put them with the Boston Celtics or the San Antonio Spurs of the world or the Golden State Warriors recently with championship pedigree that literally steps up and doesn't back down in key moments. I really just enjoyed the game, man. I enjoyed literally LeBron and AD doing their thing. Speaking of AD, it's very important for AD world. He has to get 35, 40 points in order for the Lakers to finish the Heat. I've been saying it for about a week now. He has to assert himself even more importantly than LeBron. Because when AD gets other people in foul trouble, that opens things up. So, I said that, and I told you this, Jamar, a couple of days ago, AD needed at least 35. Yeah. He got 28. LeBron, obviously, I knew was going to show up. He had a 41-point triple-double. Jimmy Butler, a 35-point triple-double. Two dogs going at it. Obviously, a history there from the Bulls and the Cavs. A history there. So I always state, that the Cavs I always state that LeBron and Butler, when they go up against each other, that they usually go about 6 games. Every series I've ever seen them go up against each other, it's been 6 games, at least from my thought collection. This is why I, however, got the prediction wrong. I stated that the Heat would lose in 5. And remember I said last week that the Lakers would hit like a late shot in game 5 because I knew that the Heat were not going to back down. You have to respect that team because of Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero. You got to respect them. So it opens stuff up for Jimmy Butler to do what he do all day, every day, which is to get straight to the bucket, get you on a pump fake, get a foul, get to the free throw line. And he can do that all day, all night, all day, all night because of the fact that he can, you got to respect his shooters. You got to, because if not, the white boys are going to torch your life, period. This is why I state that going forward, the Eastern Conference, y'all, this thing is going to be loaded. It's going to be loaded with the Heat. It's going to be loaded with the Nets, with Boston, with Milwaukee. And don't let Chris Paul come to Milwaukee. Indiana ain't no pushover. You got Philadelphia with Doc Rivers now. You got at least 6 to 8 teams. You can put an Orlando Magic there. They are a legit 8 seed. Hopefully the Bulls with Billy Donovan ain't looking to rebuild again. They can battle for that 8 seed. And then there's one more team I'm missing. that I didn't mention from the East, and I'm trying to think of them. Toronto, obviously. So you got a loaded Eastern Conference, and then with the West, we got Klay Thompson and Steph Curry coming back next year. So obviously with the West, that's going to be a showdown. So we will have very good teams next year, very good basketball. It will not be like Golden State finna just run. No, not next year. It will be very competitive. And so I'm very excited. And so in regards to my prediction for game 6, I stated the Lakers in 6. I'm very nervous on this pick because if the Lakers lose game 6, Rod, I'm letting y'all know that the Heat will win in 7. And it will be very demoralizing to lose 2 nail biters because game 6 is going to come down to a nail biter. Once again, it's going to come down to a nail biter. It could very well come down to the last couple shots of the game. And so if the Lakers don't win tomorrow night, they will lose in 7. I'm predicting that. And I think that's very factual because most teams get very rattled if they got like a lead, in this case, a 3-1 lead, and you lose 2 in a row. You're very nervous come game 7. And there's no pressure on you. And still right now, it's no pressure on the Heat. So they just playing with house money.
Man, it's crazy because, like, going into the series, never thought that we even be at this point right now.
You
Especially
didn't really? Not with that Heat team?
No. Well, more so after the game 1 when Dragic is out, Bam is out. Like, at that point, it's like, what can they really do? Because, like, I gave them somewhat of a shot when they was fully healthy. Now it's like after game 1, it's like you felt like it was curtains until Jimmy had that game 3. Game 4 came down to the wire, and it was like, okay, we're gonna see, are they really gonna fight in game 5, or the Lakers just gonna rout them and then just
right.
And we definitely saw them fight, and they was pushing off every run that the Lakers was
Every time they responded, the Heat responded.
they
Every
did.
time.
And like I said, I didn't watch the game, but I was definitely following on my phone. I was seeing the runs take place. I'm like, all right, so I'm thinking like, all right, Lakers got the lead. Miami, what you gonna do? Miami goes up by another 6-8 points. Lakers come back. Miami, what you gonna do? And Miami, they was holding on. They kept their composure. I feel like when Jimmy Butler, when he's taking the mid-range shots and hitting the mid-range shots, because the mid-range feels like a lost art nowadays. But when he is hitting that mid-range, I feel like it definitely it changes the kind of the dynamic of their offense. Because you're not so much, relying on Duncan Robinson or Tyler Hero come off these screens and stuff, and playing like the 2-man ball between those two. But when you got Jimmy like assertive and taking and hitting the mid-range shot, it makes it more difficult. Because at that point, you got to respect the shot. He also will drive the basket if you play too hard on him. And if anybody play help defense, you're gonna leave a shooter open. So it creates a little havoc that I believe the Lakers was not more so expecting for the most part. But you know what? That game 6, I believe, like you said, is gonna come down to another nail biter. If they squeak it out, and this is gonna have, like, I feel like a historical impact on like legacies in this league, man. But I mean, I'm here for it as a basketball fan. I just want to see good basketball, and we've been seeing great basketball, so I'm happy all the way around.
Yes, sir. So you got to give me your pick before we get to LeBron's legacy.
All right, as far as game 6 of this series.
Yes, game 6.
I'm here for it because I believe the Heat got all the confidence in the world right now. I'm gonna take them. I want to see it. I mean, once again, don't be surprised if the Lakers pull it off, but I want to see it, so I'm picking it.
All right, so yeah, not a bad pick at all, man. And so with that being said, like, if LeBron was to lose this finals and go 3-7 in the NBA Finals, how would this look on his legacy?
Man, it's funny because like there's been a bunch of memes and people joking about, all these guys blowing 3-1 leads and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, the Lakers been, on the better side of that of putting teams away. And
Right.
when it's, 3-1. So if it comes down to if they blow this lead and lose this, I don't know. I'm still like trying to like diagnose the impact because that's not an easy like something you can just erase completely off
Mm-hmm.
your resume when it's all said and done.
Right.
Because they like everybody got the Lakers head and shoulders favorite over the Heat. It's not like it's they're evenly matched as far as talent level is concerned. I mean, we knew the Miami Heat would pull up a dogfight because that's just who they are in nature. But to blow a 3-1 lead against them and let's say ultimately lose, that's like, would you stop like the GOAT conversation? Would that end like completely?
Right. That's a good question. Like, for me, man, if LeBron lost this, I cannot put him on the Mount Rushmore. I have to have him near the Mount Rushmore, but I can't put him in my top three anymore. Because of the fact that he would have just found a way to, in this case, choke. Yes, the Miami Heat are a phenomenal basketball team. They are, I would say, they're the new Golden State Warriors. That's what I've been calling them that, and I've been saying that to my brother for quite some time. They like the new Golden State with those two white boys because they can snipe you at any time. You have to worry about them. They have a way larger impact than Goran Dragic. And, that's not to mention if Goran Dragic come back game 6 or game 7, what impact that would have. But those two guys, you have to account for them. So it opens up the floor. It opens it up so much. And so it's like a chess match. And so when AD's not having his way and not impacting the game as heavy, like that's when the Heat have a way of possibly winning. And so in order for game 6 to go the Lakers' way, AD, you got to get that 35, period. And you have to get those boards, period. If not, then the Heat will defeat you in game 6. And the rest will be history. And so if LeBron, however, man, was to lose this, I can't put him in the Mount Rushmores anymore because, in that case, I'm gonna have two stains on his legacy, bro. And the two stains would be the Mavericks in 2011 and the Heat here. Those would be the two stains. And, he's supposed to beat the Mavericks. I don't give a damn if that was his first shit. They were supposed to beat the Mavericks. And additionally, you were supposed to beat this Heat team. So it's very well, y'all. We are pointing this out on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. That could very well be the scenario come Tuesday. Very well could be the scenario. Yep. All right. So with that being said, bro, let's move on to some WNBA. Congrats to Breanna Stewart and the Seattle Storm. Just want your quick thoughts, man, on the WNBA Seattle Storm, and basically, what's the future, I guess. And so I'll start this out, man.
Yeah.
The Seattle Storm, they have been the best team in the WNBA all season. They have been head and shoulders at times better than all the teams. And so I literally got on a sky color. I'm a Chicago Sky supporter.
Yep.
I love me some Gabby Williams. And the thing about the Sky, however, is that they are a good team and they can't even play with the Storm. They don't even belong on the same court as them. That's how good these chicks are. This is how dominant Breanna Stewart is. If y'all don't know about Breanna Stewart, she is like the KD of the WNBA. She is equivalent to the Kevin Durant of the WNBA. Built just like them, long legs just like them, could snipe you from anywhere, long arms, skinny like a pole, and at the same time can D you up because it's hard to get a shot over those long arms. And so the Seattle Storm, they are legit, man. I predicted last week I thought it would go 5, but it shows you just how great they are. And so I'm interested to see next season now who will compete with the Seattle Storm. And so that's just my thought on the season, man. They were a dominant team pretty much the whole year, and they definitely deserve the championship trophy.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, Seattle, like, yeah, you basically said about Breanna Stewart. I give you that analogy, the KD of the WNBA. Like, she's been that way since I remember her highlights in UConn. She's dominant there, dominant now. Easily gonna go down as one of the best, WNBA players ever at center.
Right. And she's young, man. She's a baby. She's only like 25, though.
That's scary. That is scary.
Right. Yeah, very scary.
And
yes, sir.
then Sue Bird, who's been in the league when I was still in grammar school, K through 12, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Out here balling at the age of 39. And she's a Seattle Storm legend. She's a first ballot Hall of Famer. It's like
Absolutely.
You get production from someone that age, but still, playing at a very high level along with Breanna Stewart. It's like you said, they've been dominant the whole way. So not really surprising, but it's like just, hats off to them. And and just for me personally, just for them being in Seattle and Seattle's still relevant in basketball one way or another because of them, hats off to them. Because personally, I wish the NBA would bring back the Supersonics. But anyway.
Yeah, I would love that, man. I would love to see Seattle with a franchise.
Man, but yeah, man. I'm curious to see what the offseason is going to be as far as any moves is concerned, because there'll be some low-key big moves that we having that does not get a lot of attention. So I'm going to definitely pay close, keep an eye out on that. Like
example, man, if Maya Moore were to go to the Lynx, if she would have come back, that's a big question mark here.
Man.
Like, I know she just got married and different things, but in certain sports, you can come back and have an impact. And WNBA is definitely one of those sports. Like, if she was to come back, Jamar, bro, with already that good team that they got.
Man.
Shout out to Nafisha Collier, dog, another UConn chick, dog, balling. Sylvia Fowles. I remember I saw her downtown, man, once before. She's a tall woman. She's tall. She's dominant. Like, they got a squad in Minnesota. And so, you put her into the equation again to come back with that team already. And you know what they've already done with their championships. Right. They've won 3 or 4, maybe 4, I think.
I know it's at least 3 for sure, so you're probably right with 4.
Right. They've been running things. And so, you got them. You got the Sky, who will be healthy next year when Diamond DeShields and Azura Stevens come back. You got Phoenix. Nobody can stop Brittany Griner in the league, period. Only time she just missed shots at times. But if she making shots, you can't stop Brittany Griner. You got the Aces with Asia Wilson and those girls. And then Kamich is going to come back next year. You put her with, Angel McCoughtry, buckets. I don't know if people know about Angel McCoughtry, but she's like the Lou Williams of the WNBA. She's like the
buckets, man.
She's like the Jamal Crawford. Chick get hot, you can't stop her. Period. She'll bore you. She'll cook you, period. So I got those 4 teams when she come back. She literally in her second WNBA game, Jamar dropped 41. And this was against, I know it was against the Atlanta Dream. They're not like the best team, but, it shows that she got promise, kid. She got promise. And so, I'm not going to sit there and say that they'll be a contender, but those 4 teams I named on top of other very good teams, that are just on the rise, like the Wings, the Dream. I mean, they're not, the best, but the Liberty, they could be dangerous. The Fever, they are, up and coming. The Connecticut Sun, man, they got a championship pedigree in Connecticut. And then the LA Sparks, Candace Park and them, they do their thing. They always a perennial playoff threat. So, yeah, man, good WNBA analysis. Look forward to next season. If Maya Moore come back, definitely going to be tuning in. All right. So now moving on to football, bro. And obviously, we got a very good game, man, that happened Thursday night. Nick Foles came through in the clutch, as he always does. I'm curious, man. Some people are out there asking. I'm telling people to pump the brakes. I really am. But some people out there believing, man, with Nick Foles at quarterback, can the Bears win the Super Bowl this season? Additionally, out of all the contending teams in the NFC, what would you rank the Bears right now?
All right, so yeah, I'm with you. Pump the brakes a little bit because I want to see a lot more consistency from our offense here first and foremost.
Right.
Like you said, Nick Foles did come through in the clutch. He started off poorly, and then as the game progressed, he started to get his rhythm, started to make plays. Second half, matter of fact, going back to the first half when Kyle Fuller rocked Buddy and fumbled. Buddy fumbled the ball. It kind of jump-started everything. It changed the momentum.
Yes, it did. Changed the momentum. Good clean hit, too.
It was. That's probably one of the biggest hits of the year by far, so far.
Ian Jones just stated that the O-line sucks. I agree, Ian. Ian, we had him a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I agree, Ian. I mean, literally, did y'all see Leno's legs? How big this nigga is up top, huge like a damn pantry. And then his legs literally look like some cheese sticks. And I'm sitting there like, really? Like, no wonder why you can't run block nobody. All right, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man. As far as Leno, I feel like he performed at the right time to get the contract he got. He did, man.
Beneficiary of the right moment at the right time.
Heck yeah, man.
I'm telling you.
But no, I don't think we're Super Bowl contenders yet. We are definitely heading in the right direction though, because I feel like the best two teams in the NFC right now are Seattle and Green Bay. Green Bay is like, they look really good, and Devontae Adams haven't played 2 games of it, and they look solid. So that when we play them for the first time, that'll be our benchmark indicator right there to see exactly,
You got it, bro. You got it. In Chicago, man, we've been through so much with Green Bay. I don't give a damn if you 7-0, Jamar. Until you beat Green Bay in a winning season when it matters, then you're showing me something.
Right.
And if we beat Green Bay in a winning season, we generally win the division. So until we beat Green Bay, I really don't want to hear nothing about a Super Bowl talk.
I don't either. But I will say this, though. See that guy back there?
Yes. Shout out, by the way, bro. Shout out to your jerseys. World, I don't know if y'all know, this brother Jamar got so much Bears gear, man. He has a jersey damn near every week of, like, different players. And so shout out to Gail Sayers from last week. Like, Khalil Mack, man. Speaking of the Mack daddy, he was macking Tom Brady, making him angry, pissing him off, having him cuss out his O-line, saying y'all ain't doing nothing, screaming at the whole team. You can literally just see it through the screen. Everybody just watching like, woo, that boy mad over there. That's because the Mac Daddy and the D-line was in their face the whole night.
Man, it was a pleasure to welcome back Khalil Mack. I think he had to introduce himself on Thursday. And did you see him after he sacked Brady and flipped over that lineman with one arm?
Yeah, did you see that flip over, man? You know how much strength that takes?
And Buddy's 450 pounds.
Really?
I think so, or he bench pressed 450. It's something like that. That dude is huge and
Damn,
strong.
so how much is he squatting?
Man.
He probably squatting 16 plates. And I'm not talking about the eighth place on the leg press. He probably doing 16. 16. Because if you flipping over 450, oh my goodness.
I could be wrong. It's
Christ.
either 450 on the press or four. Either way, that dude is huge, and he just tossed him with one arm. I usually
Man.
nickname Khalil Mack Thanos because once he gets going, once he's
Yeah,
like
once he gets
in
cooking,
mode,
that's true, bro. Once he get in his mode and he get cooking, it's hard to stop that, brother.
and it was great. Like you mentioned that front four all night, like that reminded me of 2018 when we didn't blitz a lot, but our front four was causing havoc.
Right.
That's I feel like that's a recipe for any successful defense to get to the Super Bowl. When you can create pressure with your front four without bringing anybody, that's a problem for any offense. Period.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we
Mm-hmm.
saw. And maybe Chuck Pagano maybe figured that part out. Maybe he was watching some old Vic Fangio's film or something because I know he's known to blitz. So when I saw that against Tampa Bay, who line isn't bad, they just cause a lot of penalties for the most part. But
Mm-hmm. They kill
yeah,
themselves a lot.
that was great. And as far as us ranked, just to answer your last question, I don't know exactly, but I feel like we're in that top 7 in the NFC. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
feel. Even
Mm-hmm.
record or no record, that's how I feel that we're playing right now. We're a top 17 to make the playoffs.
Okay. Yeah. Very good, man. Very good stuff. Yeah. And so, yeah, man, the Bears, they won that game because of their D line. They won that game because of the defense. The defense was, yes, Nick Foles, y'all. He stepped up. He had a great game. He really did. And this might sound crazy. I felt like with either Mitchell Trubisky or Nick Foles, we could have won that game. And the reason why is because the defense showed up. The D line put pressure on Tom Brady, and that's how you beat Tom Brady. You got to hit him. You got to sack him. Khalil Mack had 2 sacks, but he had a couple assists too. Akeem Hicks. This is the danger about the Bears, y'all. The Bears got Pro Bowlers on every level. That will win you football games. That will have you in contention. Akeem Hicks, you got him. You got Khalil Mack that's next to him. And you got a Robert Quinn who actually, low key, y'all, he's a
He's
baller.
solid, real
He's
solid.
very solid, okay? He had a very good season in Dallas. This man is a perennial Pro Bowler. Then on our next level, Roquan Smith, you got to start making more tackles, dude. But on that next level, you got Roquan Smith, who obviously I feel is going to be a great talent going forward.
Yeah,
He's still a baby. But then the key of our team, man, is the Cal Fullers of the world and the Eddie Jacksons. And shout out
facts.
to Gibson, man. This boy has been balling lately. And this kid Jackson, oh man, he's a rookie. But Jamon Allen, I know you watching. Ian Jones, everybody else who's watching. Y'all gotta agree, this kid
Johnson.
Johnson. Okay, sorry, this kid Johnson, out of Fresno State, San Diego State, something like that. 5th rounder. They were excited when they got this kid. They knew they got a steal, and I can see clearly that this kid will be solid as hell going forward. And you put him literally on the other side of Cal Fuller, who I think y'all one day got a chance to go down as a Hall of Famer. That's how good I think he is. But you put him literally on the same side as Cal Fuller. Like this kid, y'all, he gonna be a Pro Bowler one day. Y'all hearing this on the Early Morning Sports Talk
Bro,
podcast. This kid will be a Pro Bowler.
I
He
got
will
a
be a Pro Bowler.
stat for you as far as our corners, and this was before entering this past game. It says lowest completion percentage allowed, minimum of 15 targets. Cal Fuller is second in the league at 37%. Our rookie Jalen Johnson is third in the league at 41.4%. So our corners
Wow.
are shutting it down.
Wow. That's stats for you. Wow. And that shows you, man. You got a solid secondary. You got things in that nature. You can win football games. You'll always be in a football game, regardless of the talent. And so I can't wait to see this Packers and Bears matchup. I know it's coming up soon, but that's going to be a big game. It's later down in the season. We play the Packers late. Sometimes we always seem to play them late or finish the season with them or the Vikings for some reason, or Detroit. But yeah, with those corners, man, the sky's the limit. Nick Foles, shout out to Nick Foles. He showed up. We need more consistency from our man, Cal Montgomery. But shout out to Jimmy Graham. I must admit, man, I counted him out. I was dumb for that. I was like, he's washed up. What are you guys doing? The only thing, he's been balling out in the red zone, making acrobatic catches in the red zone, one-handers, making ridiculous. People look like babies. And so, Jimmy Graham, keep it up in the red zone, man. We definitely need those. We need those grabs. We need that dominant force you are down in the red zone to get those touchdowns. And so, yeah, man, great team win, man. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to say the least, because I stated with Nick Foles that as long as we got solid play by him, we could be fine. He didn't turn over the ball, bro. He threw one pick, and that was off of Robinson, but that was more Robinson's fault.
Yeah, he batted it up in the air.
Right, but other than that, the man played a very good game. Very good game. So, yeah, man. All right. So just quickly, man, before we get to baseball.
Yeah.
Some people out there are stating that Tom Brady is getting old. What do you think, man? Has age caught up with Tom Brady finally?
I want to say yes and no. And that's just the only part I would say yes is it's like I feel like the main reason why they probably lost that game was his mental mistake when he really thought it was fourth down when it wasn't. And I kid you not, just going back to that game, the only thing I was pissed off about was us throwing the ball instead of running the ball and leaving Tom Brady with over a minute left to get the ball. Because
like
we know
he's not Tom. Like this is Tom Brady.
Yeah, and I'm saying I was expecting them to come down the field, kick the game-winning field goal, and be done with it. I was. Our defense stepped up, but also Brady had a mental lapse there for sure. Yeah. So maybe I guess as far as maybe between the mental lapses and I guess still maybe taking longer than usual to get fully accustomed to, a new system here. Maybe that part. I feel like physically he's still zipping the ball downfield. And he hasn't really had his full weapons at display at all yet. Everybody.
Yeah, he is missing Marquise Godwin.
Chris Godwin.
Yeah, Chris Godwin, yes. Thank you.
And Mike Evans banged up and OJ Howard.
He still was balling, man. Mike Evans, I mean, if he ain't fully healthy, damn.
I know.
I know, right?
At all. And Fournette didn't really play. And just give it maybe another month from now. And remember, nobody had a preseason, so it's still learning period
right.
for them as well. So I'm not saying that old age has officially caught up with them yet. Just give it time. If they still playing, not all the way up to that standard yet, or him per se, by getting around Thanksgiving time, then you could probably raise a flag there.
Right. And so for me, man, the folks out there saying if age caught up with Tom Brady, it would depend, y'all. If this was the 2000 Ravens type NFL, then hell yeah, age would have caught up with Tom Brady. But this, you're right. This ain't the 2000 Ravens type NFL anymore. This is a very soft league. The NBA, NFL, soft eras. And so as a result, Tom Brady, he can play till he's 43 because the referees are going to protect him a lot. Guys are going to be more passive on the defensive line because they don't want to get those penalties. And so if age has caught up with Tom Brady, I think in a 2000 Ravens-led NFL, he would have been retired about 5-6 years ago because his body just would have got worn out. But in this soft NFL, which has been soft really since, I say, 2010, 2011, he can totally take advantage of this and run the table. And so, no, I don't think Age has caught up with Tom Brady. I think he would have at least one more year after this. And then after that, he'll just be done just because he'll be 44.
Right.
But yeah, man, Tom Brady, I think, got a lot of good football left in him. And he wants to badly prove to people that he can win without Bill Belichick. So he is on an absolute mission. This is why he's on the sideline screaming at everybody. This is why he's cussing people out, because he wants that perfection, because he wants to show the world that, hey, I still got it, like, and wherever I go, things turn to gold. I'm the golden child. I'm a winner. And you can tell he wins by how they prepare, by how he hold his teammates accountable,
Yep.
and things of that nature. The Bucs are a very good football team, bro. They, play a pretty good game. They just literally ran up against a Bears team that got confidence. And they got confidence from getting that first touchdown, but then their confidence got boosted amongst, Cal Furtland that hit on number 27 and getting that fumble. But then after that, the confidence got boosted because the game stayed close. And as we all know in sports, you leave a team within striking distance for a good amount of time, eventually. Yeah. And so the Bears, they benefited from that. And so here we are, Bears sitting at 4-1 and looking like a pretty decent team right now. So shout out, by the way, to Kalia Kozowski. This was a girl on a True Bears fan zone page who asked for predictions. About 90% of the dumb Bears fans predicted that the Tom Brady-led Buccaneers would, win in a rout. But I stated that the Bears did not want to lose 2 games in a row at home. They wanted to protect their home field. They do have a mojo sometimes during night games, and especially at home, judging off of history. So I knew that the Bears would have a chance to win this in an upset. And I said Bears in an upset. And woo off the band, we got an upset. So keep it up, Bears. Try to do your best to take care of a Carolina team, once again, who they have a great defense and they are playing good football as well. And so it all depends. If Carolina wins this week, watch out for them come next week. But if they lose, then you go in there and you take care of business, period. All right. So with that being said, Jamar, let's get to some baseball, man, before we get to our picks for week 5. And so, yeah, the Yankees, man, they were ousted last night. Upset for me. It was an upset for a lot of people. And basically, the Yankees, they, I can say they disappointed a lot of folks, but, with all that talent, with all that money, the Yankees, one thing about them is that they can always bounce back. They can always just find ways to be in contention. So within the ALCS, we got the Tampa Bay Rays. They are going to go up against the Houston Astros, the team where everybody has called them cheaters. Everyone has literally stated that they are bust. They're dishonest individuals, things of that nature. And so you got that going on. And what would it be, world, to have literally a rematch of that World Series, to where when people stated that the Astros cheated, what would it be to have a rematch between them and the Dodgers? And so that speaks of the NL. And so with the NL, you got a hot Braves team, which I predicted would be the NLCS, because they've been the best team literally all year. It has been in the NL, the Atlanta Braves and the LA Dodgers. They have been the 2 best teams. And generally in baseball, the teams that you kind of ignore, they come around in October. And so a lot of people has not had the Braves on their radar, but here they are. And that's how it usually works in baseball. And so With the AL, we got the Houston Astros. Yes, the cheaters. But it looks like they didn't cheat this year, y'all. So they might be a good baseball team overall. You got the Houston Astros, and you got the who is the team that beat Oakland that I just mentioned? You got the Houston Astros. Oh yeah, so the Tampa Bay Rays. That's your ALCS. And then for the NLCS, you got the Atlanta Braves. You got the LA Dodgers. I'm gonna start this off with the AL. For the AL, I like the Houston Astros to come out. The Tampa Bay Rays, I mean, it could very well be that Tampa Bay could be partying, man, because they could literally have a Stanley Cup championship and literally have the Tampa Bay Rays right in the World Series and possibly celebrating the Miami Heat championship. Florida could, be having a lot of fun here shortly, man. They could be turning up for real. So I'm gonna go with the Houston Astros, however, because I like their core, I like their pitching, I like the Grinkies of the world. These guys have done it over and over again, pure winners. I like the Mazaskus, this guy from Japan. I mean, bad curveball, man. I mean, talented. You got Springer, you got Cora. The Astros, man, they've been there, done that. I like their experience. Plus, I like the fact that they don't have home field for me, which works in baseball. Boom. Additionally, speaking of home field, the LA Dodgers got home field, y'all. They've been the best team all year. But as some of y'all might know in baseball, often the teams that are the best teams all year, they generally choke like the Milwaukee Bucks around this time of the year. And so, as a result, I like the LA Dodgers. They are a great team. And I really like their manager, man. He is phenomenal. And Lord knows he deserves a World Series championship. He really, really do. But I like momentum in baseball. I like the road teams. I like teams that are under the radar and that come to bite you around this time of the year. So as a result, I like the Braves. I like the Atlanta Braves to win in 6 and put a spoiler to, just like the Nuggets did, to this all LA Conference Finals. But I like the Braves to put a spoiler to this, what would be like a destined LA Dodgers Houston Astros rematch. I don't think that rematch will happen because I think the Atlanta Braves will have something to say about that. So Jamar, let's go with your picks, bro.
All right, so I in total agreement with you as far as the Atlanta Braves. I just feel like they probably playing like lights out right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they can. I feel like they will upset the Dodgers, who, like you said, has been the best team all year, best team on paper, record-wise, been performing like it, everything across the board. But I know darn well from what I've seen with my own eyes in MLB playoffs, the hot team, it just whoever gets hot at the right time, that all bets are off. So
right.
I'm taking Atlanta, man. It's been a long time since Atlanta's been in the World Series.
I know, right?
But yeah, I'm taking Atlanta. In the AL, I'm actually gonna go with Tampa here because basically, they've been basically like the second best team all year.
Yep,
They're
they
solid in basically every level. If you can beat the Yankees, especially in a game 5, they won 2-1, right? Something like that.
Well, the 3-2.
3-2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they basically like they if I feel like with their pitching and their bullpen and their hitting, like they can beat you different ways. So I know what the expression say, it ain't cheating if you're trying. It ain't, and that's basically the motto for Astros there. But
I thought you were gonna say it ain't tricking if you got it.
You made me knock my earbuds off.
Oh man.
But no, I'm gonna go with a Tampa Atlanta World Series there.
I got you, bro. I got you. All right, man. Well, you got it here. Jamar has predicted on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast an Atlanta Tampa Bay All South um, World Series. And for me, I got a spoiler. I would love to see the Dodgers and Astros. That's prime time for baseball fans. Y'all know this, bro. Like people will want to see this World Series, the Dodgers and the Astros, because of their history, because of this cheating scandal and stuff. They will love to see that.
Yeah.
But I just feel like the Braves will have a nail. They would be the interrupters. They will be the elephant in the room, and they will come spoil everything, and spoil that whole party that people will be hoping for. And so as a result, I got the Braves and the Astros for the World Series. And so, all right. With that being said, Jamal, let's go ahead. Let's talk about our NFL picks. And so, if you wanted to, you can pull up the Week 5 schedule. If not, I have it pulled up on my end. It's up to you.
I forgot I was host. Yeah. Now, did they do the reschedules on here?
Well, in this case, what we can do here, Jamar, is while you pull it up, let's go ahead and let's start with the Jags and the Texans. And so I'll begin this. I don't know if y'all know, but Bill O'Brien, he was let go finally in Houston as the GM and the head coach. And so he's no longer in Houston. Romeo Crennel is taking over as interim head coach. Sadly enough, world, the Texans are 0-4. They are not looking like they will make the playoffs this year. And so as a result, you have what we would consider as a disappointment in Houston. And so with that being said, I still like the Texans in this game. I don't like the football that the Jaguars are playing as of late. They are equally as bad as the Texans. I noticed that the Texans are at home. They are hungry for their first win. And the Jaguars will not have much time to evaluate Romeo Crennel and what he does. They'll have to go back to film from 2002, which has been a long time. So, because he's been a coordinator forever. And so, with that being said, I like the Texans in this game. Jamar, your pick.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Houston here. I'm pretty sure they're gonna play, with some energy here, with some new motivation. Like I heard JJ Watt was the one who got Bill O'Brien fired.
Yeah.
Basically told him he was a trash coach and led the players to revoke this man. And
man, I don't know if certain players can get away with that, especially black players. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're probably right, but this is the ones I don't mind because he should have been let go a long time ago. But yeah, I think Houston wins and probably wins big and turn the page here in the corner to their season. They had a tough schedule to start off with. Jacksonville's defense is atrocious. Yeah, I got Houston by like 2 touchdowns on this one.
All right. Jamar, I like the Houston Texans in the bounce back. For me, I'll start us out again, man, with the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. One thing I noticed about this game is that the Ravens are at home. They are a great regular season team, but we'll get to them in the playoffs later because I think the Ravens will surprise some people come January. But, yeah, I like the Ravens at home. Joe Burrow will play a very good game. This will not be a blowout, guys. This will not be a rout. I don't think so. I think that the Ravens will get tested, but they will win by 2 touchdowns. So in this case, I like the Ravens at home.
Yeah, we agree again.
All right.
Yeah, Baltimore. I can see by 2 touchdowns. Bengals defense is really bad. I don't think Burrow has went up against a good defense as in Baltimore yet, so this might be a tough outing for him. I still like him, but Baltimore all day in this one.
All right. Panthers and Falcons. Wow, what an interesting game here. Panthers playing good football, but the Falcons are not as bad as people think for some reason. But Chiefs, I'm gonna have to go with the Panthers here. And this means that they'll have momentum possibly going into this game with the Bears. They are playing good football as of late, and their defense has stepped up. They've been playing really good football. This is a tricky game, though. But I got the Panthers.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's hard for me to see Atlanta like taking a loss here. It is a tricky game, but I just can't imagine them losing again. Panthers is not, they're a below average football team, and we all know how bad the Falcons are in general. But I can't pick against them this week for whatever reason. I'm taking Atlanta.
All
Close
right.
game.
Yeah. The Raiders and Chiefs, this is another trick game. Because it's a rivalry, because the Raiders are not as bad as a football team as people think.
No.
They have played very close games, but they have lost 2 in a row, 2 nail biters. And so with that being said, I like the Chiefs. I can't pick against the Chiefs. It's nothing that allows me to pick against the Chiefs. Even if they were to lose a game one week and win next, I just can't see myself picking against that roster, picking against Pat Mahomes. So I got the Chiefs.
Yeah. Like you said, 2 nail biters. I'll do them a favor. This won't be a nail biter. Save the suspense. I can't pick against the Chiefs either. Not right now. Their offense is an A+ across the board. No weaknesses. Their defense, I feel like, is a solid B to B+ when they're ready, when they're on it. And then Arrowhead. Like, no, I'm Kansas City.
Right. All right. Yeah. Cardinals and Jets, man. The Cardinals have been a disappointment. I guess maybe they've come down to earth these last few weeks. And this is if this wasn't a bounce back game, I don't know what a bounce back game is. I tell you what, Cardinals, if you don't win against the Jets, you in New York, it's cold. It's gonna be probably a little nice fall day up in New York. But if you can't win this game, then I'm done with you. I'm literally done with you, and I'm done picking you because I've been generous in picking you for the last few weeks because you played a relatively weak schedule. And so with that being said, I will go with the Cardinals, but don't lose my trust, Cardinals. I got you winning this game at least by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, because, man, last week was a huge disappointment. I'm like, what are you all doing? Like, you should be
really?
back in the Panthers, but apparently not. Yeah, so the Jets are at the bottom of the totem pole here in the whole NFL. Yeah, like you said, you lose to them. Something they need to have a epiphany or something. I don't know, some type of retreat. I'm picking the Cards by at least 10 points here. They better win for their sake.
They better win for their sake, period. A lot of pressure on them this week. Eagles and Steelers. You can go ahead and start off with your pick for the Eagles and Steelers. Shout out to Deshaun Reed, by the way, man. I know you're excited. Your Steelers are looking like a good football team this year. Go ahead, Jamar.
Oops. I did something. Okay, hold on. All right. I guess the Battle of Pennsylvania here. Yeah, so I'm taking Pittsburgh. Eagles in that trash division have been playing like trash. If it wasn't for them tying with Cincinnati, they'd probably be at the bottom of the totem pole too in that division. Steelers just playing better across the board. They had a inadvertent bye week, so they're still fresh and they're still undefeated out here. So, in the good words of Deshaun, here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
Yep. And so here we go. I got the Steelers at home as well. They are playing good football. They are at home. It's tough to win up in Heinz Field. The Steelers just got that pedigree, and the Eagles right now, they come from a very stinky, pathetic division. And we'll have to eventually pick somebody between the Giants and Cowboys. Somebody got to win the game. And so, yeah, I got the Steelers in this one. I think they'll eventually punk and overpush and overpower the Eagles. Yeah, on to the Rams in Washington. Jamar, go ahead, give me your pick.
Rams. That's it.
Yeah,
Rams.
I'm gonna be real quick with this too. A bench Dwayne Haskins, which he wasn't obviously, the greatest quarterback, very turnover prone.
Yeah.
He looks really bad at times out there. Looks like he needs some college football some more. He looks that bad at times. He looks terrible. Like how the hell he get to the NFL? But yeah. So with that being said, I like the Rams here, man. I like Jared Goff and those guys to go up there and route the Redskins, because they are looking like they're going through some things right now. They could challenge them. It could be a surprise. Who knows? But I like the Rams. I see no evidence here
At all.
to get a surprise here. I see no evidence at all.
And
So
really quick, just want to point out that there's 2 games missing on this list here, and that's because of reschedules. But we'll get into that when we get to that after the Broncos game.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for pointing that out, because that happens, and it's actually happened during the first few weeks, to where when I share my screen, and then I come to you like later on in the day, I'd be like, crap, we missed 2 games. So thank you for pointing that out. Dolphins and Niners. Somebody got to win this game as well. And so I'm going to go with a pick here. I'm going to go with the Dolphins in an upset here in San Francisco. And you know what? I'm going to switch my pick. And I'm going to switch my pick because I just thought of the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo was noted to come back. I thought Nick Mullins was starting. But Nick Mullins is back on the bench. And so Jimmy Garoppolo, he's starting again. So, I don't know if, he'll be the Jimmy Garoppolo of old. He might need a little tune-up. He might start slow, but I eventually like the Dolphins to be the Dolphins and find a way to lose the game. So I like the Niners here at home. Yeah.
With Jimmy G back, Deebo Samuel back for a second straight week, George Kittle back. They can plug and play running backs in that system. I feel like the Niners should definitely win this game against Miami here.
All right. Getting to Sunday night game of the week. I don't see how it is. The Giants and Cowboys. Somebody got to win this game. Somebody. And I guess I'll go with the Cowboys here because they're at home. I do like their offense. I like the fact that they put up points and that they can move the football. Their defense stinks, but, and the Giants' defense isn't as bad as people think. They play tight games. They play really good games. And so Styles presents fights. And this is a division game. This is the NFC where teams stink. They know each other well. This will be a good football game, but I like the Cowboys to come out because of just their explosiveness on offense.
Yeah, so if the Cowboys do not beat them, but beat the Giants, then somebody need to lose their job here. Cowboys can score with anybody. We know their defense can't stop a nosebleed. Giants, the thing is, the Giants, they're struggling on offense. They don't have their best player on offense for the season. Their offensive line still stinks for the 4th straight season. I just don't see how the Giants keep up with them. But then again, crazy things have happened to the Cowboys. But I'm picking the Cowboys by 10. They should.
All right. Yeah. Interesting stuff, man. And so, I see now the 2 games will focus on the Chargers, Saints, and the Bills and Titans. Gotcha. So the Colts and Browns, Jamar, these are 2 good football teams, bro.
Who would imagine saying that entering this season? 2 good football teams, but No,
Two
they
very good football teams, man. Browns, they got an explosive run game. Colts got the best defense in the NFL by far, in my opinion. Um, I said I like this Browns team, and so I will have to go with the Browns team because of the fact that they are going to be in Cleveland. They are, they can control the clock with their run game. They run game, I don't know if the world knows, they have the best run game in the NFL by far, and they dominate people. They put up at least 300 yards last week
they do.
running the ball, rushing the ball. So that's a recipe for success for any team. And so I like them in a boring game, 13-10 at home, the Browns.
You know what? I am siding with you. I'm taking the Browns. For one, they're at home, outside in the element, not in that dome. Two, yeah, the Browns on offense got that traditional smash mouth football. They love to run the ball. They are run oriented, which means Baker Mayfield has less opportunity to make mistakes. He looked really good against Dallas, but then again, it's Dallas. OBJ, I did tell you last week he has a chance to explode, and he exploded.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, he did.
But yeah, no, I do like the Browns in this one because even with Chubb hurt, I mean Kareem Hunt does not miss a beat with this team, and he he's about to explode in the next few weeks to come. So, yeah, I like the Browns here.
All right. Vikings and Seahawks. The Seahawks are at home. Russell Wilson and the Seahawks are magic at home. This would be an upset if it was to occur, but I see no evidence for an upset here. The Vikings, they look pretty rough this year, but the Seahawks, regardless if they were a good team or not, I still would like Russell Wilson and the Seahawks at home. So I will go with the Seahawks at home.
Yeah, I'm all the way with you. I personally, Seattle is the best team in the NFC to this day. Russell Wilson's probably leading the MVP train right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Vikings are super trash. I know Seattle's pass defense is super suspect, but I mean, if I had to pick between a Kirk Cousins-led offense and Russell Wilson, I mean, it's not even close. I got Seattle all day.
Yeah. And I will have to go with a similar notion here in regards to the Broncos and Patriots. Much respect to the Broncos, but they're just not there yet. Patriots are at home. They are the better football team. They have the better coach. They have the better quarterback. They have the better defense. I see no evidence to pick the Broncos here. I got the Patriots at home.
You know what? This one is tough for me for a couple of reasons. One, there's no Stephon Gilmore. There's no Cam because of COVID. So that.
Yeah, that's good to point out. But Cam, I thought Cam was playing this week.
I'm double checking that. Let me fact check that really quick. But let's just say, in the instance that he does play, I'm taking the Patriots all day. Now, if he doesn't play, things get a little interesting here because you stuck with Brian Hoyer.
Or Jarrett Stidham, who he came in for Brian Hoyer because Brian Hoyer was benched last week.
Okay, so as far as Cam, he could be cleared to rejoin the Patriots as soon as today. So we'll have an update here as far as that. So if he plays, I'm taking him. If not, it gets interesting because if Drew Lock ends up playing for the Broncos and this is against Brian Hoyer, I might take the Broncos. But if Cam's playing, I'm taking Patriots all day. It's not even close.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. So we'll be looking out for those headlines tomorrow. Chargers and Saints. Chargers, they are going to New Orleans. New Orleans have been inconsistent at times. This could be a very dangerous game. But the reason why I would pick the Saints is for various reasons. They are at home. I do like the experience. I like the experience of their quarterback. And then Justin Herbert is making his start tomorrow. So I don't know if he has the experience yet. I will be very surprised if he comes. This will be a big headline if Justin Herbert comes out in his first start to go and beat the Saints up in New Orleans, so or down in New Orleans. And so we'll see what happens. But I see no evidence not to pick the Saints here. I got the Saints at home.
All right, so like New Orleans, like they've really missed Michael Thomas, man, because without Michael
Hey,
Thomas, that offense has looked suspect. Drew Brees has
it
looked
has
suspect. Like Kamara's been the only consistent,
only.
like by far. I mean, Saints defense is a little banged up, but when healthy, Saints defense is actually tough. Justin Herbert, he's been playing really good as a rookie, like really good. But I'm gonna pick the Saints. I'm gonna pick the Saints. If Michael Thomas plays, I have all the confidence in the world Saints to get it done. Even without Michael Thomas, I'm picking them. I'm just not as confident, but I'll pick them though.
Right. Yeah.
That is a
And
dangerous.
now it's a dangerous game. And now we're up for the Tuesday night showdown between the undefeated Buffalo Bills and the undefeated Tennessee Titans. Who would imagine this, right? Like, this is going to be a Tuesday night showdown. Welcome to Tuesday night football. And so this is a tough game, man. But, you got Allen, man, Jake Allen. He's an MVP candidate this year, balling out. But you got the Tennessee Titans, man, who Jadeveon Clowney has been balling. Y'all, I don't know if y'all know. Derrick Henry, always solid. Titans, wide receiving core, big guys, man. Possession receiver guys. They have been balling out. Great coaching up in Tennessee. This guy, Vrabel, I don't know if the world knows, but he's a great coach. I like him a lot. He's had success since he's been in Tennessee. But the Bills, they are a great team too. This is a tough game. This is where the true expertise of football guys come out. I guess I would say the Titans here, because the Titans have been consistent at home. I like Derrick Henry to show off this game, to really send a message in a big game here. And basically for the Titans to control the clock through Derrick Henry to keep that Bills offense, which is explosive, y'all, with these John Browns of the world and these guys off the field. But then again, I'm going to be surprised if folks pick the Bills. But I got the Titans here. Kamar, who you got, man?
Fair enough. So yeah, in order for that Titans pick to work out, Derrick Henry is gonna basically have to do all the work. I'm picking the Bills here. Couple of reasons. One, if this game is played, Tennessee doesn't really have any pass catchers. They're top 2 or 3 pass catch. Matter of fact, AJ Brown, he's out right now with a knee and a hamstring or something. He hasn't played since week 1. Corey Davis and their third string wide receivers on the COVID list right now. So I don't know who the heck Tannehill's throwing the ball to. And then on top of that, even if they were playing on the other side of the ball, you got Tre'Davious White and Josh Norman on that side. I mean, that's tough. I'm taking the MVP candidate of Josh Allen, them boys. Stephon Diggs has been balling this year.
Yes, he has.
Him and DK Metcalf are leading the league in receiving yards right now, 403 apiece. And I think Diggs got 26 catches on the year. That like I didn't see the offensive explosion happening at all this year, but Stephon Diggs has been a perfect piece for Josh Allen's strong arm. I mean,
right.
And they don't turn the ball over. That was another big thing entering this year for him. He has not turned the ball over at all, really. Maybe that one game he had a couple of fumbles. Outside of that, like they've been really good. I'm for it. I'm for the Bills. Bills Mafia here.
All right. Yes. Great pick, man. So we'll see what happens here. It's hard for me to pick against the Titans at home, man. It's something about those guys at home. And
It's still gonna be a
so
great game.
it's going to be a very good game. And so it'd be interesting to see how things turn out with that. And so with that being said, man, that concludes our analysis today for the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. Just curious, man, as we close out, any, final thoughts, comments, or shout outs as we head into this weekend?
I've been pretty consistent here as far the last few weeks about this, voting. We're less than a month away now.
Yep.
I know people seen debates and stuff, and like I said before, if you don't like what's going on, go out there and vote. Early voting has begun. Not only vote for the presidential election, but research the ones that's in your community, because they also have a direct impact of how your living conditions are right away. Just take the time out and vote. I know you mentioned you was gonna go ahead and get that knocked out early. I know my wife is doing the mail-in ballot thing. I may go vote early. If not, then I will just, because I think my little voting thing is half block.
Right up the street.
Yeah, so
get it out the way.
Yep. So yeah. Just go out and vote, man. It's very important.
Yes, and speaking of voting, man, something important to hit on. By the way, everybody, wear your mask. Still continue to wear your mask. It is flu season. If I know some people don't like the flu shot. It makes people sick and it irritates you. I was very hesitant to not get this flu shot, but I think, man, I'm gonna swallow my pride and go ahead and get this thing, just because of the fact that if my body was to catch COVID and I was to catch the flu with it, I don't know how my body will react, but I don't want to find out either. So I'd rather have the little flu sickness than I have the flu and COVID sickness. And so you can get your flu shots, man, at a CVS Pharmacy, Walgreens. You even got drive-through flu shots available now. Wow. So to where you don't have to get out your car. So they only hit you for $25, $30. And so, yeah, I made sure my kids got it, my wife, different things. So, go out there and get that, man. In regards to the voting, try to get your early voting out the way. November 3rd is going to be a packed day with a lot of people. And with COVID, I don't want to be around a lot of people. So I will get my early voting out the way. I did not get a chance to go last Saturday, but I will vote out where I'm at, Jamar, because it's just a lot easier, and it's about a few blocks up the street. So our early voting starts next Monday on the 19th, so I will get it out the way then. Nice. First thing that day. And other than that, I want to shout out Jimmy Butler. I want to call out LeBron James. LeBron James, your legacy's on the line tomorrow night, brother. It's literally on the line tomorrow night. And so I'm looking very, very forward to this game to see how you will cement your legacy. If you don't show up, you will lose game 7. I strongly feel that way. And so show us what you got, man. If you want to be one of the all-time greats, or you putting yourself, or people putting you in that category, you got to show up. And so I know you've dealt with some great teams. This Heat team is a great team. But if you beat the Warriors and if you beat the Spurs in 2013, I think you can beat this Heat team. But once again, you've choked as well. You've choked against the Mavericks. So, finals you should have won. And so, yeah, man, you got to show up. You got to show up tomorrow night, so your legacy's on the line big time. And so other than that, everybody stay safe, man. Y'all be smart. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy the beautiful fall weekend. And put the guns down. And other than that, Jamar, anything else before we out of here?
You know what? That's it, man. Just, wear your mask, put the guns down, go vote. Let's just make it through this year. I know it's been a rough year. Let's just get past it, keep it moving, man.
Keep it moving. Well, on that note, everybody, y'all have a blessed day. Thank you all for tuning in to Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. Y'all have a blessed day. Peace.
Peace out.